Hi friends, this week we are going to be learning about the ocean and ocean animals, and more specifically about hermit crabs. And so we are going to use a story called A House for Hermit Crab by Eric Carle, who's one of my favorite authors. Let's read about hermit crab. Time to move, said Hermit Crab one day in January. I've grown too big for this little shell. He had felt safe and snug in his shell, but now it was too snug. That means it was getting too small and tight. Hermit Crab stepped out of the shell and onto the ocean floor. But it was frightening out in the open sea without a shell to hide in. What if a big fish comes along and attacks me, he thought. I must find a new house soon. Early in February, Hermit Crab found just the house he was looking for. It was a big shell and strong. He moved right in, wiggling and waggling about inside to see how it felt. It felt just right. But it looks so, plain, thought Hermit Crab. That means there was nothing on it. It was just a plain shell. So in March, Hermit Crab met some sea anemones. They swayed gently back and forth in the water. How beautiful you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and live on my house? It's so plain it needs you. I'll come, whispered a small sea anemone. So gently, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and put it on his shell. In April, Hermit Crab passed a flock of starfish moving slowly along the seafloor. Ooh, how handsome you are. Would one of you be willing to decorate my house? Oh, I would, signaled a little sea star. So carefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and he put it on his shell. So now he has a sea anemone, and now he's going to put a starfish. In May, Hermit Crab discovered some coral. See all the coral? They were hard and did not move. But how pretty you are, thought Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to help make my house more beautiful? I would, creaked a crusty coral. Gingerly, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. Look at his shell. Sea anemone, starfish, and now he's got crusty coral. In June, Hermit Crab came to a group of snails crawling over the ocean floor. They grazed as they went, picking up large bits of debris and leaving a neat path behind them. How tidy and hard-working you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and clean my house? Oh, I would, offered one of the snails. So happily, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his back. Now let's look. He's got a snail, sea anemone, coral, and a starfish. In July, Hermit Crab came upon several sea urchins. They had sharp, prickly needles. How fierce you look, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and protect my house? I would, answered a spiky sea urchin. So gratefully, Hermit Crab picked it up with his claw and placed it on his shell. In August, Hermit Crab and his friends wandered into a forest of seaweed. It's so dark in here, thought Hermit Crab. How dim it is, murmured the sea anemone. How gloomy it is, said the starfish. How murky it is, complained the crusty coral. I can't see. It's like a nightmare. They were all very, very scared. In September, Hermit Crab spotted a school of lanternfish that were darting through the ocean. How bright you are, said Hermit Crab. Would one of you be willing to come and light up our house? Oh, I would, replied one of the lanternfish, and it swam near the shell. In October, Hermit Crab approached a pile of smooth pebbles. Wow, how sturdy you are, said Hermit Crab. Would you mind if I rearranged you? Not at all, answered the pebbles. Hermit Crab picked them up one by one with his claw and built a wall around his shell. Now my house is perfect, said Hermit Crab. But in November, Hermit Crab felt that his shell seemed a little bit too small. Little by little over the year, Hermit Crab had grown. And soon he would have to find another bigger home. But he had come to love all of his friends, the sea anemone, the starfish, the coral, the sea urchin, the snail, the lanternfish, and even the smooth pebbles. They had been so good to me, thought Hermit Crab. They are like a family. How can I ever leave them? In December, a smaller hermit crab passed by. I have outgrown my shell, she said. Would you happen to know of a place for me? I have outgrown my shell too, said Hermit Crab. I must move on. And so you are welcome to live here in my shell. But you must promise to be good to my friends. Oh, I promise, said the little hermit crab. So the following January, Hermit Crab stepped out and the little crab moved in. Couldn't stay in that little shell forever, said Hermit Crab as he waved goodbye. The ocean floor looked wider than he had remembered, but Hermit Crab wasn't afraid. Soon he spied the perfect house, a big empty shell. It looked, well, a little, plain. But sponges, he thought. Barnacles, clownfish, sand dollars, electric eels. Oh, there are so many possibilities. I can't wait to get started. The end. I hope you'll enjoy learning all about hermit crabs and using this story for a lot of our learning this week.